Hi, my name is Paul and I like to go places. Today's video is nothing special. I just want to do some snow off-roading. My original plan this week was maybe like a winter camp, but I've got other obligations, so I can't really just be out in the middle of the forest without any communication. So yeah, today I'm in the area of the Headwater Lakes. So what I did is I went up the toward the Brenda Mines area, out of Peachland, I think it is. And then I took the road toward Headwaters, and the section I'm on right now is not an active logging road, so they don't plow it. There's other tracks here, mainly people, I think, going to that Headwater Lakes resort or something like that. So, but the snow is a little bit deep, so I've just taken my tires down to about 15 psi. And basically I just want to practice driving in snow right now, seeing how these tires do. I'm running all-terrain tires. They're not bad, but I have a feeling that if I was doing a lot of driving in deep snow, I think, like, I don't know, it kind of seems like mud terrain tires would be better for that purpose, but I do a lot of highway driving, so I didn't really want to go that route. But yeah, we're just going to spend the day off-roading the snow today. I could go even lower with this wheel combination, so I've got 33 by 12.5 wide tires, and I've got a what is it, an 8-inch wide wheel. So if I really wanted to, like, I think I could probably take these down to like 8 psi, maybe even lower, without really, I think, that much risk at losing the bead. Now, if an emergency situation happens with my tire, I do have, you know, a full-size spare on the back. But for added protection, I did also bring some flammable spray in case I need to do that field trick of getting the bead back on the tire. And okay, so where I am right now actually happens to be that Headwater Lakes, rather. I can never remember the names of stuff out here. So there's an actual resort, like a commercial resort right there, but then there's the forestry road or whatever that goes that way, and there's a wreck site toward the end of that I've been to before in the snow, coincidentally, but we're just gonna go there right now and see what's up. So the scenery out here is very nice. And I think the only reason there's like tracks in the snow here, there's like a lot of cabins around here. I don't know if people actually come here in the winter that often, but yeah, there's like a lot of properties in this area. But yeah, the difference between, like, my street pressure on my tires is usually around 28 psi, and then dropping that just to 15 was like a huge noticeable difference. And like, if the snow gets much worse, then I mean, I could just take the tires even lower, so that's not really a problem. And like, these are pretty much budget all-terrain tires, right? These are general grabber tires, and they're probably the cheapest ones that I could find that weren't like crap quality. So I mean, for the price point, I'm definitely pleased with these tires. And yeah, whenever I end up having to replace them, maybe in a couple of years or something like that, I might go up to 35s, but that's not really a huge requirement, I don't think. I think 33s and the amount of lift I have right now is a relatively good combination, but I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, we're getting up to so there's like multiple lakes here, and they're all just called like Headwater Lakes or something. I'm not really sure, but yeah, the snow here is quite a bit deeper than on that road we were on, so, you know, makes me a little bit nervous, but I don't imagine I would have a problem. So, oh yeah, Headwater Lake wreck site. So, oh, I think this is the actual wreck site right in here, yeah. So there's like no tracks in here at all. I'm just driving in, oh no, well, old tracks in the snow here. So I'm just driving in, oh, nope. Well, yeah, that's a little deep, so oh well. So this is how deep the snow is here. I mean, it's not really that bad, and yeah, these are able to just plow through it pretty easily. Still at, you know, 15 psi, and I mean, I would like to try it out with like really deep snow, take the tires super low, but you know, I do all of my wheeling alone, so I don't want to put myself in a position where I might be kind of getting into some trouble in the middle of nowhere with nobody else around. But yeah, this is one of the Headwater Lakes. There's like 3 or 4 of them all kind of right together. So this is the wreck site we're at. I've covered this in a previous video. It's a nice place. I don't imagine many people would come out here in the winter unless there's some sort of ice fishing to be done here, but I really have no idea. The cabin properties that are on this lake are like way off in that direction. I'm not too sure if you actually have line of sight to them from here, because I mean there's other parts that kind of stick out into the lake over there, so yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this is one of the destinations I wanted to cover today, just to see how things are here. And my next stop is, I don't know, I might try to take the forest road that eventually connects this over to the Summerland Road, which is kind of like, it just keeps on going for like another 60 kilometers off of, I think, one of those roads we were on. There was a mountain peak I was going to consider, but considering how much snow is already on this elevation, I don't know if I'd be able to do a mountain peak. So yeah, I think today is just going to be having fun in the snow, I guess. Alright, so I've been driving along Peachland, Maine FSR, and we're at the turn for Crescent Lake. The snow still isn't that bad, and there's a couple other tracks in the snow here, so it's not like I'm just driving into completely deep snow, but it's actually a very nice day out too. It's super bright. Yeah, I just gotta be careful not to drive off the edge of this road here. Now it might be so bright for my camera, we'll see how that goes. There's a small wreck site right over here. I've covered this in a previous video, coincidentally also in the winter. And the tracks just basically stop here. I wonder if I could just keep going. Yeah, it's not bad. And then I could probably just pull in right here. Oh yeah. So yeah. You know what's weird is, could have sworn there was another spot further behind where I am. Because there used to be an outhouse somewhere here. Yeah, let me go find that. Yeah, okay, it was just literally the next spot over. Yeah, I remember having a campfire here, and then the outhouse is just over beyond there. And then this doesn't go anywhere, that just ends. But let's just drive right off of this snow into deeper snow here. Whoa, yeah, that's pretty deep. And right into a tree. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, these tires are doing really nicely in this amount of snow. Considering that, you know, these are the cheapest tires that I could find that are reasonable quality. I mean, yeah, like I said before, I can't complain about them. So as we continue along the Peachland FSR, the snow is a little bit deeper and it's less traveled. So there are tracks that I'm driving in, but they throw me around quite a bit. I'm not sure how much further along here I'm going to go, because I think this would then connect to a few different roads, but I think, well, this I suppose eventually goes to Summerland, although I think it connects with another road in order to get there. I think there was a turn that was like Glen Lake FSR or something, and I think that's the road that actually takes you over to the Princeton Summerland Road. But that the entrance to that road off of this road was like really narrow, and I think there was active logging on there because they had cleared that road but not this road. So yeah, when you see that, you're kind of thinking, I don't want to run into any logging trucks. And when I was basically going from Brenda Mines Road onto the direction of the Headwater Lakes, there was a logging truck that had just come through. So there is active logging that happens here, you know, even in weather like this, right? So it makes me a little nervous about driving on these narrow roads when you have to get the hell out of the way of the logging trucks. But yeah, it's going pretty good so far. Yeah, I'm basically just exploring these roads while there's still daylight, and it might be a boring video, but I like snow and snow off-roading, but oh man, does it give me anxiety, because I mean, I've got enough gear to, you know, save myself from any problems, but you know, it is also exceptionally easy to just get yourself stuck. And you know, I'm not a huge fan of the cold, so but yeah, if I was gonna be serious into winter activities, I would probably look into like a snowmobile or something that was able to tackle much deeper snow. For the time being, I think my Jeep build is probably just going to be limited to logging roads, I guess. Yeah, but anyway, I'm just going to basically just keep driving and see what else I find. It is a beautiful day. I wasn't expecting it to be this nice out, so yeah, I don't know. All right, well, I accidentally found our next destination. I was looking at on my phone, if I kept following this, it eventually winds all the way up, potentially to the Elkhart gas station. And then I saw this turn here, and let's get a little closer to it. This is an area I have covered before. This is the Whitehead Lake East wreck site. So on Whitehead Lake, there's two different wreck sites. This one here, and then the other one, I can't remember where you access it from. I think the last time I visited these sites, I came up from the Peachland area to get to the wreck site that's on like the southish end of Whitehead Lake, if memory serves. So yeah, I'm just gonna get my way to the lake, and we'll see how it is this time of year. So it's definitely a very nice winter view here. I'm kind of lost already. So we came in through that direction, and then there was tracks here, but there was no tracks in a way that went that way. But if you come over this way where I just was, this isn't the wreck site. It's just kind of like some makeshift camping spots. There's no picnic tables or anything. So that's not the actual camping area as far as I know. And I think I saw this same spot back in the summer whenever I was here. So I kind of think that there is a forestry road that went actually all around the lake, and I think maybe the wreck site's in that direction. And then there was another one that was somewhere way down there or something. You know, I can't remember. So unfortunately there's no cell phone service out here, so I can't look at the satellite. But what I might do is just continue heading down that way a little bit and see if it jogs my memory. But I don't know. The snow, I mean, it is still a little bit deep, but yeah, there's no tracks that direction that I could see. But yeah, I don't know, I'll take a look around. Yeah, so we got a tree that's down that would need to be cut out of the way, unless I drove through all of the bushes there. Nope, not happening. And then there might be more debris down across this road. Yeah, I don't think anyone's been driving on this too recently. And further back this road is actually where that mystery cabin is that I found in a previous video here. So eventually this does connect with the other side of the lake, if memory serves, and then from there I believe I could go all the way down to like Peachland and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna turn around and maybe continue heading up that other direction that on my map it says it'll go to the Elkhart gas station, but with the elevation gain that I'm sure would be happening up to that direction, considering how much snow that area has, like on the highway, I don't know if we're actually gonna go all the way there. I do have a bunch of spare gas with me anyway, so yeah, we'll just see what happens, I guess. Okay, so I'm continuing on this road that heads up toward the Okanagan Connector Highway, and now I'm starting to remember things because there's a turn here for the Whitehead Lake West site. There's no recent tracks in that snow. Huh. Let me think about this. Maybe I might check that out. Yeah, so I took a look on the map, and I don't have any actual working data out here, but I can still kind of see where I am. It would be another long off-road drive to get to that lake again from this road. I'm not gonna bother right now. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I am curious to see if this road I'm on will actually, oh no. Well, shit. And there's no data. Ooh, So, I'm not gonna make it to the gas station, but you know what? This is new territory that needs to be explored. At least I'm pretty sure. I haven't driven on this road ever before. So, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going for it. We'll see what happens. You know, something I noticed that's kind of amusing is you can kind of get lost in how peaceful it is out here, driving in the deep snow. I have not seen a single person anywhere this entire time, ever since I hit the off-road areas. And I usually listen to music when I'm driving to help distract me from the sounds of everything rattling in here. But I turn the music off whenever I do these recordings, and I turned the music off like hours ago when I started making the clips for this YouTube video, and I just haven't bothered to turn it back on. So I've just kind of been driving in silence this entire time, and yeah, I don't know, it's nice. But I do also do it to keep focus on this road, because I mean, we're doing 30 kilometers an hour right now. I can't really go any faster than this without the possibility of just sliding just right off the road into some trees, and yeah, then I'd have to winch my way out probably, but I don't know. I don't hate the silence. I hate the rattling, but I don't hate the silence, you know? Alright, bad news. We're still like a ways away from the gas station, but this has been consistently climbing, and it's just been getting worse and worse, and like we're basically in a level of snow where it's I can see my differential leaving marks in the snow. And yeah, the tracks that I was kind of following, they were starting to disappear as we got into the deeper snow, and yeah, it became much harder to actually control this thing, and you know, we were struggling to do maybe like 20-25 kilometers an hour. So I mean, I have faith that the vehicle could have made it, and I could have deflated my tires even more, but it would take, like, it was taking so long because, you know, I'm not sure if people realize just how much open territory as in Canada, everything takes forever to get to. So I mean, especially like in the summer, this would already be a really long road, and now I'm speed limited because of the terrain and the weather situation. So yeah, I might as well just kind of make it back toward less deep snow and see what else we can do. But yeah, it would have been nice to reach that gas station, I guess, although I don't need the gas. I've got plenty of gas with me still. I got 20 liters behind me in my spare tank. But yeah, just like going this slow and making it such little distance while I watch the clock tick, it's just, you know, I don't want to spend all day reaching that gas station and then having to do the return trip basically at the same speed. So yeah, anyway, there's still plenty of light out though. I'm sure we can find some other neat stuff here. So we're back at this Whitehead Lake West. I think I made a note of this earlier in this video. I might try heading up here a little bit. There's no tracks that I can see, and the snow is still fairly deep. I'm just gonna poke up here a little bit, and maybe I can make it to the lake. I'm not sure, but yeah, let's give it a shot. All right, it was a little questionable at the start because it was super narrow and you can't actually see where the road is. And it just kind of like drops off on one side, and the other side is a ditch that you can't really tell is there. But yeah, it's kind of flattened out for the most part here. It's been a while since I've driven on this road, so I can't remember exactly what the distance is and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, it's, even though it's covered in snow, you can feel that this road is really rough and bumpy, and I think I remember that this was the worst of the two ways to get to the lake. So yeah, I think we're just gonna keep on, oh Jesus, I think we're just gonna keep on going, and maybe it shouldn't be that much longer. Yep, good news, Whitehead Lake wreck site. There was a fork in the road further back there, and there was no signage that I could see, so I just kind of kept left, and that seemed to put me in the correct direction of the lake. The other direction maybe goes around the lake, I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's no tracks here whatsoever. I'm the only idiot who's been driving out here. So let's ooh, okay. Yeah, this is a nice big campsite. I've been out here in the summer to check things out. So there's like a little dock down there, and shut up stereo. A couple picnic tables. So this would make a nice group campsite, but yeah, I think I'll hop out and take a look. So yeah, pretty nice here. There's a bird making a weird sound up there. Yeah, he's probably not happy that I'm here. This could be an option for a winter campsite. I guess depending on how much more snow gets dumped here. So I mean, I'm still running on 15 psi. I could have dropped it more and had a bit of a better experience in the snow, but I still made it up here in that fresh snow, no other tracks, and just had to take it a little bit slow. Like I was in first gear, I think, most of the way, but yeah, this is it's a nice spot. Well, yeah, this might be the end, near the end of the video anyway, because I'm going to lose daylight pretty soon, and I still have to make my way all the way back onto the highways, which is going to take me a while, I think, so yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up this video. Yeah, like I said, I still have a ways to go in order to get back home, and the sun is, I think, just kind of starting to set, so it probably will start getting dark here pretty quick. But yeah, the Jeep does really good in the snow, and Now, I'm aware that I obviously could drop the pressure much more on my tires, and I'm sure it would have been perfectly fine making it all the way to that Elkhart gas station. So, I mean, you know, that was an option. I'm still kind of practicing how this does in the deeper snow, so I didn't really want to push my luck, especially since there's no cell coverage anywhere in that area. So, would have been a long hike out if I experienced any real problems. But yeah, if I had if it was a longer day, then I suppose I could have just kept on going. But yeah, we were not making a whole lot of distance very quickly there. Like every time I'd look at the map, it would look exactly the same. You know, very slow going, and I guess that's just how it is in the winter when you're driving through deep snow. But yeah, anyway, this was definitely a fun day, and yeah, I look forward to doing more snow-related videos. Now, one reason why I wanted to do one kind of last snow day with these tires is that I have to change my tires to studded winter tires pretty soon here. The city I live in has a lot of hills. The city has a snow removal budget of $5, so what happens is all of the hills, including the one to my house, turn to ice, and so a lot of people just can't make it up the hills anymore. So yeah, what I have to do is run studded winters, which are smaller than these ones. They're probably, I think, around a 31-inch equivalent, and they're not as wide, and they are like actual, you know, winter tires. So I don't know how those would do in deep snow compared to the all-terrains here. I will probably try some experiments, but maybe these tires are a lot better at deep snow than the studded winters I've got. But yeah, once the roads start icing over, I do have to change those tires so I can still drive around town without crashing. Because yeah, these, I've experienced these on a little bit of like icy surface before, and useless. Yeah, you're not stopping. As soon as these things hit ice, the Jeep was just like sideways, and yeah, not happening. So I do have to put on actual winter tires for ice. So, but I'm gonna wrap up this video with some drone footage, I think, because I think this is a very beautiful area, especially in the winter. So thanks for watching.